Good morning, campers. It is in fact morning this time. The sun is not actually up behind us yet. It is that early. We are at the Walmart in North Platte, Nebraska. Let's make sure all of our switches are set. Double pop the brakes because I've got a valve that likes to stick open, which we need to get dealt with later, but that's a future problem. Hey, it worked. All right. No. Not quite. Want that hissing to mostly stop. There we go. All right, it'll keep hissing a little bit until the air tank fills and then it'll die off. There we go, that got the valve closed. Let's see. We just got up to operating temperature on our coolant temp, so we've been warming up the engine for about 10-15 minutes now during the pre-trip. We pre-trip the engine first, start the engine, warm it up while I do the rest of the pre-trip because it's cold. It's 29 degrees Fahrenheit outside, which is about -1, -2 Celsius. I apologize that my Celsius conversions are always a little bit off. I just do them very quickly in my head, so they're not actual math. It's just mental. I have like a mental thing for doing a quick conversion to Celsius in my head that's close enough, but not perfect. We're at a Walmart. We rolled in here before sunset, but a little bit after, like right around sunset last night. And all of the truck stops were full already. It was wild. I've never seen North Platte full so early.
Off round.
Yeah. I know you don't like that shift from first to second, buddy. Especially this early in the morning. It's quite all right. There we go. Third. Third and fourth. He doesn't like shifting when the oil's cold. So we gotta take it real easy till we get out onto the highway and warm things up a bit more. As we actually do stuff, the truck will start to get a little bit better. Sweet, good timing. I need the other light to change though. There we go. That works, because that lets us onto this road. We do not want to get stuck in that middle bit because it's pretty short, and I'd be worried about our tail hanging off. Oh, it's so weird that my exhaust is on the right in this truck. I'm just glancing in my mirror to make sure we're clear in the corners and that no one's trying to pass me on my blind side, and I'm just seeing the white exhaust in my truck coming out on the right because the engine's still pretty cold. We're at operating temperature, but it's a cold morning, so the exhaust is visible at the moment. It'll calm itself down as we get the thing warmed up. But it's just weird seeing the exhaust coming out on the side, not just underneath the truck or out a pipe on the back of the cab. Very odd. Very, very odd. Oh, there was a Sonic here the whole time. Oh, I might have walked here if I'd known about that. That would have been a difficult walk, though. A lot of annoying roads to cross. Downshift. 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 Thank you. Missed that one. Nope. Fourth gear. Didn't have to come to a complete stop there, so scrambled to find the correct gear. West. we are. Now it's warming up. 7 to 8. So yeah, all the truck stops were full. Luckily, I almost died here once. I picked up norovirus at a truck stop in Iowa and made it to the Flying J here in North Platte before I started actually getting extremely ill. And I wound up in the hospital here for that. And almost died of dehydration. Isn't that fun? But yeah, I ended up in the hospital here. And because I was at that hospital for a night, I noticed that there was a very large truck parking lot just a couple blocks away from that hospital, in the kind of shared space between a Dollar General, a Runza, a Walmart, a gas station, and a couple of restaurants. And it's been a nice little secret spot for me for a while, but as you saw, that place, the secret's out. There were a lot of trucks there last night. There were already a ton of trucks there when I got there last night. But it had room when truck stops did not. 53, 54, 55, 9 to 10. Boom, nice and smooth. 55. 56. The gap between 9 and 10 is, there's very little overlap there, so you can basically, you have to bring the 9th gear up to pretty high RPMs to get 10th gear in at fairly low RPMs. Alright, cruise control, switch active, let's set our speed at dead on 1100 RPM, back off the throttle, let the truck take over. Ah, beautiful. That's our cruising speed for the day. We have reached it. Only a couple miles from the parking spot. We finally got up to highway speed. Nice and heavy this morning, nice and heavy. Headlights are still on. It is still pretty dark out. The sun is behind some clouds to our rear. It is above the horizon now, according to the GPS. The GPS has switched into day mode, and it knows what time it is, and it knows what time the sunset sunrise is. So it automatically adjusts for that sort of thing. We are bleeding a little bit of air, so that valve might have actually stuck open. So we'll stop at the next rest area and cycle that brake valve again. And we'll put that higher on the list for repairs when we get home. Very fun. You've probably heard a faint hissing every now and then from my brake valve. That's what that is. Oh, the joys of an old truck. Hopefully that valve is going to be a nice, easy fix and won't actually be too big of a problem. We just have to hope they have the part in stock. And one of the two PACCAR shops in Missoula. I mean, presumably also one of the generic shops, or maybe even the Volvo or Freightliner shops might have it in stock. Because I imagine the brake dump valve is a part that is probably from a third-party vendor. Because most of these suspension components are not manufactured by the truck manufacturers. They're manufactured by other companies like Meritor, and then installed in the factory. They handle a lot of the axle and suspension stuff. So hopefully that'll be a nice common part that we can get very easily. All right. Ah, it's a beautiful morning. Beautiful, beautiful morning here in Nebraska. Yeah, I can hear that hissing now that I'm listening for it. It's definitely still leaking a little bit of air. Not enough to be a problem going down the road, but enough that it could get me in trouble if we got inspected. It's probably an audible hiss outside the truck, which is not what you want to be, not a situation you want to be in when you roll into a scale, because that's more than enough of an air leak. If you can hear the air leak, it's enough of an air leak to get you in trouble, because that's, you know, too much air getting released. That's far too much. All right. But we got 655 miles to our destination today. We've got 10 hours and 53 minutes on our drive clock, and an estimated arrival time of 10 hours and 33 minutes in Salt Lake City. So we can, if we so choose, push all the way to Salt Lake City, cut it very close, and find parking near the customer. Or I can park somewhere comfortably in Wyoming early this afternoon, I hope, and move into our customer tomorrow morning. Our delivery is at 10 o'clock in the morning, Mountain Daylight Time, not Central. We're currently on Central Daylight Time. It's currently 7:44 Central Time. We'll be hitting the Mountain Time Zone pretty shortly. It's not far west of North Platte, less than an hour from here. We'll be on Mountain Time, and that'll buy us an extra hour. Plus, we got started at 7:30 in the morning. That'll help getting us low on hours by mid to late afternoon, so we can find a parking spot nice and easily before the truck stops start filling up in Evanston, I hope. Evanston's probably going to be our planned stopping point. There are parking areas between Evanston and Salt Lake City, but they're not as reliable, and they tend to be, well, the ones in Echo Canyon, you don't have a cell signal, so they're not the safest place to hang out, because if there's an emergency, you can't get a hold of anybody. And also, I prefer having cell service so I can watch YouTube in my bunk while I'm trying to sleep. And, there's also a truck stop in Park City, but it's really not a nice truck stop. I don't like it very much. It's a Sinclair, and I have a soft spot for Sinclairs, but this one's, it used to be good. It used to be nice. And now it's just kind of run down and sad. And especially this time of year, right after winter, but before spring has really started, so they haven't really cleaned up for tourist season yet, so it's just a parking lot utterly devastated by winter, and it's probably going to be muddy as hell from snow melt. So I think we'll stop in Evanston is the plan. We could call it super early and stop at Little America, get ourselves a very fancy shower, perhaps a tub bath, who knows. I haven't been to that Little America for a shower in a long time. I might consider that. We'll see how I'm feeling when we get there. What did you do to your side skirt, my sir? Yikes. Alright, anyway, I'm going to keep rolling for the morning. It's still super early, so I don't have a whole lot to talk about. We've got our plan set for the day. You got to see the secret spot I was parked in North Platte and our trip out to the road. I only screwed up one shift, which is a nice change of pace for most of the other videos. I only messed up that one downshift from 5th to 4th, coming up to the stoplight. Or no, from 6th to 5th, I screwed up. And then we fumbled for 4th and found it to keep rolling because the light changed before I got stopped. That's what happened. I've set myself up. I've got 2 sodas and a bottle of water. Got my Bluetooth headset. Got my chapstick. We should be able to just keep rolling this morning without having to actually stop for anything other than cycling the brake valve to get that closed all the way. So, nice productive morning. Expect to get at least a few hours of driving in before we need to make any pit stops. And yeah, should be nice and easy. Nice and easy. I might start parking at that Walmart more often just because there were so many options around for food and restrooms. There's a really nice gas station called Fat Dogs. When I pulled up, I thought it was called Eat Dogs, and I thought it was a hot dog restaurant. But no, it's Fat Dogs, and it's a gas station. And they're open 24/7. It's a lot like a Maverick inside, lots of drink selection, but Maverick is mostly other kinds of drink because it's a Utah-based company, whereas Fat Dogs has a lot of alcohol. Fat Dogs has a whole lot of alcohol, which is amusing. And unfortunately not the best selection of other drinks, but enough of one for us to get what we need as far as caffeine requirements. Sadly, they didn't sell Yoo-Hoos. I like Yoo-Hoos because they're good for taking pills that taste bad. I popped in there looking for one because one of the pills that I have to take every night is a blood pressure medication. And it has multiple different manufacturers, and the last time I got it filled, I get 90-day supplies because I'm a long-haul trucker. 60-day supplies are a little unrealistic. I don't get home, or 30-day supplies are a little unrealistic. I don't always get home in time to get those refilled. So I do 90-day supplies, and I got an entire 90-day bottle of the manufacturer I like the least because their pills taste so much worse than the other two people who make the exact same pill. And I don't understand what the difference is. Why one of the manufacturers tastes horrible and the others have no flavor at all. But you know, that's the curse we've been dealing with for the past 2.5 months. I'm almost finished the bottle, and my next bottle I've already got, and it's not the bad tasting kind. So we get a couple months of not bad tasting pills ahead of us, but I've got to finish off this bottle first. So I've been trying to pick up Yoo-Hoos for most nights because they're good for taking pills with. Yoo-Hoo is a chocolate, a non-dairy chocolate milk drink available here in the U.S. if you're not familiar. It is a decent little alternative to actual chocolate milk if you happen to have a slight lactose intolerance like myself. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to keep rolling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ooh, there's a T680 Next Gen about to pass us on the left. Please enjoy that as I do the outro. You can find me on the internet at ElioDare, Xbox Live, Steam, Nintendo Switch, etc. Twitter's the best place to get a hold of me. Or you can leave comments below the video. Oh, that looks so nice and black. You can leave comments below the video because I do read them all because I am still a tiny channel. And that's just how tiny channels work. We read all the comments. We take them very personally, so be nice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye! The sun is up.